Hey YouTube, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got some more mock draft videos for you guys to get you ready for your redraft season. It is August, preseason's happening, there's a lot going on, and most likely you guys are starting your drafts either this weekend or the next few. So again, we want to make sure you guys are prepared. This is going to be for the 108 spot, full PPR, half PPR. If it is any other format like tight end premium or superflex, hit us up in the comments down below if you have questions of who you should be drafting in those rounds. Again, if you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you guys like the video. And of course, subscribe. We'll be dropping content like this, start videos, waivers, and of course, Dynasty all season long. So let's jump right into this. All right, as you can see, we are in the 108 spot. I'm going to talk about players that I feel you should be grabbing in this spot. Obviously, we'll look at some trends that are happening, whether it be based off of training camp trends, injuries, different things like that. So let's get this started. Now, what you're going to see most of the time in the first round, and again, I'm going to drop a video of what you should be doing in these particular spots for the first round, but you're going to see obviously Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey, Chase. Those are pretty common in these spots. This area tends to be where things change. Travis Kelce I've seen gone a little early. Travis Kelce I've seen gone late. So the 108 spot's a unique spot. With what I've got available here, I'm actually going to grab and go and get Stephon Diggs. Now, Tyreek Hill is another really good one you can grab. Nothing wrong with Tyreek at all there. Really could go back and forth. I like Diggs. I like Hill. I would, honestly, if I could, you could interchange. I trust Josh Allen a little bit more in that offense, even though Tyreek Hill was an absolute stud last season, even with Tua out. But there was just there was a little bit of a dip when Tua wasn't in. I'm going to go with Stephon Diggs. Now, you see the running backs go pretty quickly. Obviously, another top tier wide receivers. Now I'm looking at possibly grabbing maybe Patrick Mahomes, grabbing another receiver, or I can go running back. For me, again, in a full PPR, I've got to get as many points as I possibly can. I'm going to go Amon-Ra in this particular case. Amon-Ra is an absolute stud at the wide receiver position. He does not get as much love as I feel like he should get. So having him with Diggs are some top two, absolute stud, top 10 wide receivers, and I have them in my first two rounds. Now, I can obviously fill with running back, or again, grab a really good quarterback like a Lamar Jackson, as you see here, or something like that. For me, I'm actually going to go and grab Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall, as long as he does come back pretty healthy, it does worry me with his knee injury, and a lot of times running backs coming back from a knee injury typically take another year or so to really get fully healthy, but I'll take Breece Hall there. Another player you could also grab is Jahmyr Gibbs. That is not a player I would not hate you for grabbing. I think you can get him there and still have a really good, really balanced in that. But I'm going to take Breece Hall with the expectation he's going to play and have a really healthy full season. Now, looking at this, I've got to fill out the rest of my team. Don't always draft for position, draft for the best player. That is typically the best strategy to go because you can always grab players later on. And of course, if you're in an active league, you could probably make some trades happen. So looking at what I've got here, I can get Ridley, who I think is fantastic. Aaron Jones, who I absolutely love, and he is definitely slept on all season. If I want to fill my tight end, I can get TJ Hawkinson. I can even grab Justin Fields here, who's a great quarterback, especially in fantasy, but I'm actually going to go and grab Aaron Jones because I think he's going to be fantastic for my team. He typically falls really late in rounds for whatever reason, but he can have the potential of a top 10 running back performance, even with Jordan Love there. That does not scare me at all. He's a PPR back that has done a fantastic job. Even with A.J. Dillon there, Aaron Jones can get you into that top 10 spot. So Justin Fields, Herbert, Lawrence, those quarterbacks are gone. Actually not that surprising in this particular draft because I like what I've got in my starting running backs and wide receivers. I'm okay with going a little bit lesser quality at the quarterback position because those guys are going to make up for it absolutely. So looking at the rest of this, I actually feel really good about grabbing Kyle Pitts in this particular spot. You could wait a little bit later in the 108 and possibly get Darren Waller on the turn, but I like Kyle Pitts. He's definitely going to get fed a lot of targets his way, even though the expectation for Desmond Ridder isn't really to be throwing the ball 20 to 25 times a game. He might have to, depending on how the games play out. But if the Falcons are playing behind because their defense is horrendous, I do expect Ridder to have a pretty good passing defense, especially when it comes to trying to play catch up in the fourth quarter. And I think Kyle Pitts really takes advantage of it. Like I said, there is always a chance Darren Waller falls to you, and I like what I've seen so far in training camp with Daniel Jones, but I'd rather grab Kyle Pitts. and instead of trying to possibly see if Darren Waller falls for me. So looking at what I've got as far as players go, you've got James Conner, who is the starting running back, but I don't love the offense. You go Michael Pittman. I like what Anthony Richardson looks like so far. We'll see how that goes, but rookies can either be an absolute stud or just absolute bomb their first season, even though he does have some generational talent. For me, if you guys have watched any of these channels, videos, I'm going Brandon Ayuk. I think he is just amazing. He did fantastic last season. I know he was in the doghouse for a little bit with Kyle Shanahan, but he has definitely gotten out of that. He has definitely grown. He looks really good. He's got a great rapport with Brock Purdy. And again, having Deebo Samuel on the outside, Christian McCaffrey in the backfield, that just opens things up with Ayuk. And of course, you can't forget about George Kittle in the middle. So I like Brandon Ayuk there. I'm actually going to go and grab Javonte Williams. I'm surprised I can get him this late, especially with the fact that he should be expected to play week 1. He looks really good in training camp. He is playing without a lot of hesitation. And Javonte Williams had shown the ability, especially from college into the pro, to be a top back. So for the fact that I can get him as a flex or a backup, I love that for myself. And again, filling out a really strong team here. Now, looking at this team, as far as players available, got Freiermuth, Cook, Tony. I'm not crazy about any of them. I'm actually going to go and grab Tua at this particular spot because I think Tua in the 8th round, especially pairing up with, if you have Tyreek Hill in the 1st round, I went again Diggs. That's a great one. A lot of people like to stack them, but I like Tua in this spot. Tua looks really good. He had flashes of being a top 5 quarterback for like 3 or 4 weeks straight before his concussions that really kind of derailed his season. So again, that offense has the ability to be really good. They've got a great head coach who is just an offensive guru. I like grabbing Tua in that particular spot. So with this said, I've got 5 spots to fill in the rest of my bench, plus a kicker. Again, I don't grab kicker early. So for me, I'm actually going to go and grab Zach Charbonnet. There's a lot of concern right now with Kenneth Walker. So expected to probably miss most of the preseason. He should be back for week 1. With that said, I don't mind grabbing Zach Charbonnet here. He's obviously dealing with some injuries too, but he has been cleared to come back to practice a lot sooner. So if for anything ever happens to Walker, if the injury extends further in the season, I'll take Charbonnet there for again, a late pick. That's not a big deal for me. So looking at this, you've got Odell, not bad. Kincaid, again, some great hype. Lazard, who I actually like a lot. You can even go Adam Thielen. For me, I'm actually going to go Allen Lazard because I think Allen Lazard in this offense is actually going to look really good. Again, he's got a rapport already with Aaron Rodgers. He's going to have Gary Wilson on the opposite side, which is going to help him out, especially not having to be paired up to the the cornerback 1. So I think that he's going to be a really good low-end wide receiver 2, high-end wide receiver 3 for me in this roster. I got 3 players left to pick, and then kicker. There's an injury concern that I have right now with Elijah Mitchell. I normally like grabbing Elijah Mitchell, especially if I had drafted Christian McCaffrey. But I'm actually going to go and grab Tyler Algier. I'm a little bit running back heavy on this particular team, but I don't mind that because I want to have the running backs for this and pull them away from my opponents. Having Algier there, especially in case if something were to happen to Bijan, Algier can be a really 1,000-yard back. I do expect the Atlanta Falcons to run the ball quite a bit. They ran over 500 times last season. And for me, I don't mind that. Algier can be a really good player, even if he's just filling in, resting, taking over, maybe some goal line work. We'll see how that goes. I'm very curious how this Falcons offense looks, but I like Algier here. Now, grabbing a backup quarterback isn't a horrible thing. Like, for example, I can obviously grab Russell Wilson here, who is definitely getting slept on. You can also grab Bryce Young if you want to get some rushing upside because, again, he's got that type of ability. Or you can go Tank Bisbee if you didn't have all these running backs. Now, in my case, I'm actually going to go Russell Wilson. Grabbing Russell Wilson as my backup quarterback, and maybe even certain matchups, I might want to have Russell Wilson playing instead of Tua. So again, Russell Wilson has the potential. If things do work out for him in this offense with Sean Payton, Russell Wilson's a nice little backup to really have and grab for this particular team. So last spot I'm going to fill, I'm going to grab another receiver because I think that's going to be the one position I would like to grab one extra player. So looking at this, I'm actually going to go and grab Romeo Doubs. I like Doubs a lot. I could go and grab Nico Collins, but I like Doubs a little bit more. The other player I like a lot is DJ Chark. A lot of people aren't talking about him, but I'm going to grab Doubs there. And then, of course, the last spot I'm going to grab is my kicker and McManus. Again, I'm super excited for this Jaguars offense. He's going to get some points. He's going to get down the field in this offense, which can allow him some field goal opportunities. And he's a really good kicker. So I like that one and grabbing him there. So that is the mock draft for the 108 position. I went a little bit different route than most drafts earlier on. I went some wide receivers in the first couple of rounds. Again, if you guys think I should have done something different, hit me up in the comments down below. If you guys are getting ready to draft this weekend, maybe you have questions of who you should be grabbing in those rounds, let us know. That's what we're here for. We want to help you guys, give you some guidelines and help you guys have a winning season. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell because we're going to be dropping obviously more mock drafts, more rankings, and of course, when the season starts, we'll be dropping your start sits and waivers. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Again, subscribe, like, and I'll check you guys out next time.